Indian politics is like an open sewage. You never know how much it's gonna come out. But it has all the drama, all the fights, mostly online, and is in the news all the time. It is the best reality show we have, and Netflix is too hot to handle, ain't even close. Chuck booties and bras, show me 10 middle aged individuals with shit internet connections and even shittier opinions arguing about whether using an Indian toilet qualifies as being patriotic. But to understand Indian politics, or any country's politics for that matter, we need to understand the spectrum first. In broad terms, politics is divided into three: the left, the right, and the center. In other words, the fools, the psychopaths, and the cowards. The fools believe in having a world full of equal rights and freedom, but when you break up with your partner just for checking another person out, what freedom are you gonna give? The psychopaths believe in sticking to cultures and traditions, but when a biker cuts you in the middle of a road and you proceed to tell how you're gonna have sex with his family members, all of them, including his grandparents, nieces, sister in law, and that 3-year-old dog, in two different languages, what culture are you gonna keep? And the cowards, well, they believe in taking the middle road, in which case you're allowed to check out one hot person per day and not allowed to bring the dog into your family insults. If the three of them were in a team with an enemy nearby, the conversations would be like, should we just capture the enemy and reprimand him like a first warning? Okay, warnings. I like the sound of that. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say? He just invaded our territory. There are no first warnings in war. I say we attack at the next chance we get. Okay, you raise a good point, sire. After all, everything's fair in love and war. Left, my knowledgeable friend, what do you have to say? Attack feels like a violation. Maybe we talk to him first, understand his childhood issues, get to know him more. Get into his head. Very left field idea, my friend. Good one. Very good one. Mr. Wright, don't you agree? No. We capture him, then we take him to our camp, take off his limbs one by one before hunger and exhaustion kills him. Yeah, I don't think Ludo rules allow that, man. And before you join the race in trying to figure out which one of them you identify with the most, spoiler alert, it's all three. You were once a fool to believe that the girl in your DM was not a Bangladeshi school teacher, a coward to not speak up to your boss when he handed you his daughter's school projects to do, and a psychopath to eat Haldiram's mixture straight from the packet. The other problem with politics is what I like to call packaged identity. Yes, yes, how do you think I spend all these jobless hours? Thinking about moronic concepts like this only. Anyway, hear me out. In packaged identity, because you have to support one political party or one idea, you end up having to support all the things that come along with it. It's a whole package. So now, depending on where you stand in the political spectrum, you either have to defend that the couch too has pronouns, or that women can't drive, which is simply not true. Only some can. And if you're in the center, you obviously don't have any polarizing arguments, which is not gonna bring enough retweets, so no one cares about your opinion. When two strangers on the internet fight each other based on their differing political opinions, it's nice to see the progression start from making fairly reasonable facts and conclusions to quickly turning personal by mocking each other's IQ and ending with how they are gonna have sex with each other's family members and their 3-year-old dog. And when both are done fighting and bickering and go back to preparing for their NEET exams, each of them is even more convinced now that they are right. Because that's the problem, isn't it? When you engage with someone on the internet with differing views, you're not going there to have a logical and open discussion about it. I mean, let's be real. You're listening to a man speak behind a cartoon on the internet about politics right now. I'm assuming you're incapable of any of those. So, the best way to deal with all this hate is to not engage. Thoughts and opinions were always free, but now, thanks to the internet, they are also annoying. So please keep them to yourself. Just like when you watch a baby in a mother's arms and wonder if the baby were to fall right now, would it start crying before or after landing on the ground? But you never say that shit out loud. Just like that. Keep your thoughts to yourself. Ironic coming from a YouTuber, I know, but I once spent an entire day fighting on a Russian political issue with a Jamaican on the internet. So trust me, I know. The only thing I learned from the entire argument was that ganja in my brain is not the national anthem. Finally, we must also realize that the whole reason politics exists is because we are terrible at living on our own and need to stay together, which makes it difficult to manage us without politicians. The only difference between your manager and your local politician is that your manager pays you and then fucks you, while your politician doesn't pay you at all. In fact, you pay him back with your taxes. So, next time, keep in mind that when you go out and support a politician in need, you will most likely never get that support back when you are in need. Every politician is a failed son, and we are all its disapproving fathers. At the end of the day, they are doing this to have a paycheck, feed their family, and ensure a roof over their head. And they can only do this using your votes and by staying in power. It's called politics for a reason. Farewell.